Good morning. Numbers. What do numbers do? When you have a 1 and you have a 2 and you have a 3 and you have a 4, what can you do with these numbers? Where do you put these numbers? When you have a dot and you have a dash and you have a line, what do you do with these dots and dashes and lines? When you have a recipe of words and the word says, to make an apple pie, the main thing is you have a cookbook. Apple pie, how to make an apple pie. Different kinds of apple pies. An apple pie with just apples. You have an apple pie with apples and prunes. You have an apple pie with apples and prunes and multitudes of fruits. How many ounces of each fruit? Should we weigh the fruit that we put in? And in each fruit, what is the makeup of each fruit? How will that fruit help the body? How will the body help the mind? How much do I need? Can I just say I need a little bit of this and a little bit of that? Or should I use a number? A number on a scale of weights and measures. That's what the numbers do. So I tried to understand what these can possibly mean in the numbers or in the mixtures of the reality of what I am doing. I have a car with 4 tires. My 4 tires can turn. I need a transmission. I need a differential. I need a motor, some kind of motor. I need some energy. Or do I just take the wheels and I bike them and I use my 2 legs? My heart pumps the blood. And where does the blood come from? So what do numbers do? They do what they do. The end result, I'm not really sure in each circumstance. There is an end result. So what we're going to do first is, I'm building the tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe, I did not finish the center. Tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe. You see the way the center is now offset? The mirror of. There's going to be a number here and a number here, and what's in between? That's right, there's going to be 2 cubes in between. The cubes are going to go. My elongated tube or a tower. Now it's going to show multiple dimensions. Each one's going to get a numeric value for its proportion. But in the lower part, what number will I get? And in the higher part, what number will I get? Now each one of these is set up square. I can also turn it on the angle, and I turn it on this angle where 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in the corners go through, or I can keep it square where 2, 4, 6, 8 go through. But you see what happens in each one of these? I'm showing the center of the area up here. So I don't want to get into that right now. That's going to be in another video, and that is what it is. It is just what it is. We're going to get into piece number 2. Sometimes I get excited, really excited. Don't you want a little excitement in the videos? Don't you want a little expression in the videos? Should I just be showing you numbers? Should I just be writing it as I show it to you? So I like to give a little, like, you go to the movies, you want a little excitement, right? You want to hear the orchestra. We're going to work on 17 and 18 and 19. There's a difference between 17, 18, and 19. One of the differences, when I use my numbers, I like to use my numbers and give them colors. And I like to take my colors as 2 colors, and I like to use the roulette wheel. And in the roulette wheel, there's black, and there's red, and there's also green. Where there's green, let's not talk about that, is where the 0 and 00 comes in. And we can say the 0, what is missing here would be, let's say this is, you see, the other thing I want to bring in when you're talking weights and measures and other realities, where if you're talking a dollar, you're going to go 1.00 for the dollar. If you're talking about the change, you're going to have 2 areas for the change. If you're talking about time, you'll have 2 areas for the seconds, 2 areas for the minutes, and 1 and 2 areas for the hours. If we're talking about more than $1 and we're talking up to, let's say, $100, we're going to have 3 areas, and then we're going to have 2 areas for the for the cents. Now, if we only use one of the two areas, okay, it means that it's, let's say we go under $1. If I only use one area under $1, I'm not going to put 9 cents. Anything up to 9 cents, I will start at 10 cents if there's one number. If there's two numbers, I now can have the penny involved. So here's the first set. We're going to work on 17. On 17, all the ways to work up to 17. 1 in the 16th letter, in the 15th letter, 3 in the 14th letter, 4 in the 13th letter, etc. Do any of these connect into my pull game? First and last in pull, 1 and 7 on the lower side. So if this was in pull, the higher side would say 9 and 15 if this was in pull. 15, 1 and 5 is 6, 9 and 6 is your rotation in pull, 9 and 6 is your rotation in pull on one side to what 1 and 7 is on the other side. Do you follow me with this? I'm just going to write this down. If we were playing pull, the 1 through 7, then 8, then 9 through 15, 1 plus 5 equals to 6, 1 minus 5 equals to 4, 1 times 5 equals to 5. This is what your pull game gets. So you would end up with 9 and 6 equivalent to 1 and 7. So now we can take this to another level. I can multiply by 9 by 6 equals to 54, and I can add it, okay, equals to 15, and on the other side I'd end up with 7 and 8. I would end up with 9 and 6, I and F, if G and H. So together, GHIF would be that GIF. So the GIF, what is a GIF? GI is a GIF, GIPH. I just don't want to get into that right now. I just want to show you what the difference is in pull. And it's separated by the 8. 8 and 9 in geometric shapes is the same shape. The HI is showing you separation. The the H is showing you separation. The I is showing you height. Now, if you want to go high to low and low to high, you would now be including N and Z. Now, I shouldn't have brought all this into this matter, but I did. So now, the H and I equals to 17, 8, and 9. The G and H, the 7th letter and the 10th letter. 1 and 6 is 7 and 1. 7 and 1. So A for A and P is now the reverse of G and J. And in French, the sound of G and J reverses each other. As well, what can create this in mathematics? 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. Then there's 6 and 2 over here, and there's 6 and 2 over here. B and O, 2 and 6, the dog, God. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 11. They would call that the student, according to the game of roulette. I bring in relationships. Here is C and C, 33. 1 is L, meaning female. Here is the creation of DNA in the sun, 3 and 14. 3.14 is your beginning of pi. So you have this over here, and you have the reverse over here, and that would be 1 and 2, 3, electric company. There's two ways to look at it. With one area, I only can create the multiplication sign. With 4 areas, I can have the plus sign and the multiplication sign. Now, if I was holding my page on a 45-degree angle, my plus sign would be dividing this way. So let's go over back to number 17. What 17 does, and number 18, you would have A, 1 and 17, or 1 and 8, which would be over here H and J. You would have B as B and P, 2 and 16, the half-life. And you would have B, 7 and 11. 7 come 11 in the game of craps. 7 and 2 coming of the red sun. G and K. Then you have F and L. Who fell? FL. Eiffel Tower. 6 and 3. And 6 and 3. C and O. Running out of space. So we're going to continue on that C and C come together as 6 and 3. Now what does 6 and 3 do? What does 6 and 3? Well, we have 6 and 3 over here. 6 plus 3, 6 times 3 will create I and I. Right over here it'll create the E, I and I. I like to look at this as the passageway through Jupiter, because the word Jupiter equals 99. Jupiter. Or it's a wedge. It's a wedge or separation in the divided Earth or divided Jupiter. Pi ter. Ter means the eye, retina, reverse. Terre is Earth in French. So I like to use that relationship. We have 7 and 2, we have 6 and 3, and then here E and M. I'm not sure if we can say E equals MC squared, but this is your sun. As well, it says ace. 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1 times 3, 3 and 4 equals to your DC. Multiplying 4 times 3, 4 plus 3, 7 and 12 equals to 19. And we're going to see that, and the word 19 or 91 is your spirit. Or 4 times 20 plus 11, which is also telling me that Venus, 81, and 91 spirit come together in this context of numbers. What do the numbers do? They just talk about each other. And the words and the position of the alphabet of these letters and numbers. Now, the other thing I didn't mention in this is we have multiple numeric houses where we have gematria, where it counts A1, G7, all the way to M and N, 1 and 1, up to T, S6, T7, U6, all the way down to Z. And then we have Chaldean, which is another numeric, and each one of these will have reverse relationships for their position of their alphabet. Now I usually like to go 1 to 26, 26 to 1, but I also like to go to 36 because numbers and letters together of 26 and 10, I want to use the 0 for whatever reason. The 0 goes all around this number over here, the number 1. What does the 0 do? It encompasses 1. The 0 leaves out the corners and it counts the sides. I'm going to see if I can get this done over here. The greatest distance, the shorter distance in the corners. Is it true? Is it not? And then you can go around the 0 to encompass those dots that you have left out, but I don't want to get into the dimension right now. So in this relationship over here, the reverse is V and O. Love is in this word here. Electric company, 5 and 3. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, bringing two worlds together will equal 3 and 2, equaling to your 5. Your number 15, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 will equal to your 6 and 5. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 will equal to your 6 and 5, bringing those dimensions together. 1 and 7 equals 8. And the reverse on the cube, the reverse on cube of 6 is your 2 and 6, 8. More relationships. So that is your 8. Your 1 and 7 has no reverse. Unless you go 7 and 1, what is the reverse of 1 and 7? 2 and 6, reverse is 5 and 1. Everything that'll total 7. 5 and 2, 7. 1 and 6, 7. So you're going to have 1 and 5, 6. 5 and 2, 7. 3 and 4, 7. 2 and 4, 6. So your cat, an electric company, or 11. Your 4 and 4 will revert to the mass of 33, and this is your phi, dividing of your day and night. And the spirit, why do I say day and night? Because 16 hours to the day and 8 hours to the night is the way I like to look at this extension. 5 and 4, 3 and 6, 2 and 7, 1 and 8. That is your relationship to 9, and the multiple sign comes here, 8, 5, 9, and 2. All zeros equal to different realities. I use 6, but you can use also 9. You can also use 8. Why can you use 8? Because the circle goes around the 1, which looks like a 0, or could be the O, giving that relationship. And if it was the O, the circle is the 15th letter in the alphabet. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. So that tells you another story. In the last part of this video, we are going to be doing number 19. I do 17, 18, 19 for 3 reasons. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons. One of the reasons is 3 times 17 equals 51, the numeric value for Mars. 3 times 18 equals 54, the numeric value for the Sun. And 3 times 19 equals 57, the numeric value for the Moon. Each one of these, 5 times 1, 5 plus 1, equals 6 and 5. I'd like to say, yo, the student of Earth and Mars. Now we have 3 times 8, but 3 times 17 that we just did. Where was I? I'm lost. Anyways, and 3 times 19 is 57, the moon. So now, how do we get 9? 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. 3 times 6, 9 times 2. Everything else is in between. I can calculate this 18 a different way, but I just want to calculate the in-betweens. How do we get this red sun? Through the skies. Creating the word red. Win a big red sun, it will say. This is also a numeric value that will connect to pi, because 2 times 7 is 14. 2 plus 7 equals to 9. 9 and 14, 23. Another way to create this would be the number 3 and 5. 3 times 5, 3 plus 5 equals to 8 and 15. So in this one, 2 times 7 is 14, and 3 times 5 is 15, 3.1415, coming out of 3 to the power of 3. Now your 9 and your 8 of the same geometric shape. So 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and 3 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 3 will create your 8 and 9. Here is where your sun system sets up, and it also sets up a numeric value of Mars. 51, 15, Mars, and the fox. What happens? What's a fox? What's a foxhole? It's a whoosh. You ever see the fox jump into the hole? You ever use the fox in other words? FOX 666. Now where is 3 and 6? 3 and 6 comes back to over here. So you see the 18 comes into the 45 because of this relationship. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. And then you do the same mathematics. 217 is 2 and 8 in B, 2 and 8 in HK. The reverse of this is Y. The reverse of the Q 17th letter is the ninth letter. 17 and 10. Sorry, Q and J come together. J is the reverse, and Y is the reverse. YJ. So what would the total be of Y 25 and J 10 is 35? Let me see if I got that right. B and Q. B would be Y and Q would be J. This would equal to 17, and this would equal to 35. Let me pause. Somehow the numbers have boggled my mind. 25 and 2, 27. 20, 17 and 10, 27. So the total equals to I'm not sure why I keep coming up with this number. If this is 27 and this is 27, why am I getting 106? 17, 19, 10, and 25. The reverse. I get 54 here, 52 here. So I get the Earth and the Sun. I'm a little mixed up. I get electric company with this. Why am I getting this number? 10, 35. Anyways, that's what it is. I thought it would come out. It's supposed to be 27 and 27 is 54. Why is it working out this way? I thought it should be 108. So I'm not sure if there's a mistake in there. And I don't want to stop this video. What is this over here? Number 17 creates this number. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. So this is going to bring you another relationship. Here's your DNA through the gateway of 6 and 9 rotation. 7 times 8, 56. 7 and 8, 15. Total is 71 minus it, 41. So it tells me the sun. This one, it tells me about my birth and the freedom, the spirit of 76, the half-life through 16. Here is the birth, and here is the sun in the day of creation of the orphan child because of what roulette tells me. Here again, 29 and 11 come together through 5 and 5, 14, 5 and 5, and a relationship to this number over here. But this number over here came together through the minus, 13 minus, and plus, so it might be telling me this side or this side, above or below, and etc., etc., etc. And this is how my 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, how do I create 9? Now this is with 2 numbers. Now I can create 9 with 3 numbers, and that would tell me a different story. One more piece I want to do right now.